I'm Brenda Malone, and this is SEO in 2023.
Brenda, what's your number one SEO tip for 2023?
Third-party tag governance. It's going to be crucial going into 2023 in order to keep performance-compliant websites.
Okay, that sounds like a big complicated phrase. Third-party tag governance. Well, what does that mean exactly?
It means you need to be very judicious about every single third-party tag that is deployed on your website. Tags, they're the best of things and they're the worst of things. They are little parasitic tags that just take the performance away from your website, slow it down, makes it become non-performant, and has the capability of making it slow down your rankings. You want to get control of those tags and only use them when necessary, as necessary. Pesky little buggers.
Are you finding common traits between them? I mean, what are the kind of tags that are the biggest culprits?
Well, tags are extremely useful to especially marketers and SEO folks and for business operations. Tags do many things. They tell us who's visiting our site, what's happening on our site when those visitors are there, what the visitors are doing. Are they successful in their mission? The whole reason for coming to the site lets us know if they were able to purchase their product or download that form or fill out that form, submit that form. It lets us know what pages are very important to the visitors. And it also can enhance performance. A lot of the tags will add animation, dynamic actions to our websites. Some can be very useful, but the problem lies in the fact that they're very heavy and they come at a cost. They are very expensive to page loading and page performance. So going into 2023, you will need to manage that ratio of usefulness to detriment to your website performance. Best of things and worst of things at the same time.
So then surely there's someone, if you're talking about a big organization, surely there's someone in the organization that has to take charge of tag management and make the ultimate decision. This tag offers more value than being detrimental to the website, so we'll use it for X amount of time. This one, sell me on the additional value because I don't believe you so much at the moment. Yeah, should each organization have a tag maestro?
You are living in utopia. Currently, it is the wild, wild west with tags. Seemingly every department of an organization, every developer, every SEO has their own specific set of favorite functional or non-functional tags. And unfortunately, they've just been all tossed on the website with no thought what it does. Is it useful? Should we use it? How are we using it effectively? No one is governing that. The developer gets a call, put this on the site. The developer does not have the ability to question the business cause for that tag. And the SEO department, they may not understand the implications that third-party tag will have on their site performance. So that's a major, major problem, that they are just ungoverned. And a lot of websites will load 50 to 150 tags on every single page. And it's dreadful for page load, page experience. And with the new ranking in Google, you're liable to fail and have your developers running to the hills because they can't improve performance as long as the marketing department and the SEO department are throwing dozens and dozens of tags on the website.
Absolutely. Look, I tell you what one of the biggest issues I think is, and that's tags that are no longer useful stay on the website because it was put on by someone that's now left the firm, and it's very difficult sometimes to make a decision as to whether that tag's still very useful for the website, doing something that is essential for great UX for customers or perhaps just not useful at all. So here's a suggestion. Maybe see what you think of this one. I mean, I was thinking of what Elon Musk thinks about laws and about how laws should naturally expire after a while, and you should have to vote them back in. So why not have the same with tags, where you have a natural expire date and you have to vote them back in and know what they do after a certain period of time?
I actually love that. That's a great way to phrase the whole problem. Maybe he's right. Maybe then the debate will be, what is that length of expiry? So you're still going to run into a big debate. My theory is that before the tag even goes on the site, there should be a governing body, be it comprised of SEO members, marketing members, IT members, and a member from the business sector of an agency or company. Stay on top of that. Form a department, be the tag police. Police all of those tags. Make sure that the business case absolutely needs that. Make sure it's performant. Get your IT team, your developers in there to have a look at that tag to make sure it's not going to conflict with anything else that's happening on the website. And hey, maybe your developers have another idea. Maybe they did not exactly know the reason why you needed that specific tag. So include those guys in the conversation. Include the SEO, the marketing department, and use a tag manager. Only allow tags that have been approved, that are in the library with an expiration date. I love that. Pull it off when it's not needed. And also only deploy it when you need it. You don't need every tag on every page unless probably analytics or something of that nature. For example, A/B testing. Traditionally, that tag's going to deploy across every page. It is not necessary. A CAPTCHA for form security, that's going to load on every page. You don't need that. Get that tag manager. Use it, abuse it. Put your tags in order and make sure only approved tags that have gone through the vetting process are allowed, and have someone manage the expiration date to tell IT, hey, it's been 30 days. We've got the information. Pull that tag off. Take away the willy-nilliness, putting tags on the site. Manage them, police them, and use them properly. I like Elon's philosophy there,
and I liked your willy-nilliness, if I could say it. Yeah,
it's crazy. It's crazy. Everybody there are hundreds of tags. Not one person in an SEO or marketing department could tell you, if you were to call and ask them what exactly those tags do that are loading on their website, that are taking 18 seconds to load. They would be astonished to know.
So what software do you use to identify that? So if you've got a website that's got 100 tags or loads of tags on it, what's the best software to use to actually identify the biggest culprits?
You've got to break it down with the waterfall chart. My favorite tool is webpagetest.org. It's brilliant, a brilliant tool. It's an oldie, and it's totally improved. Those guys are working on it. It's at a level now where you can judiciously deploy and test what specific scripts turned on and off do, whether they're necessary. But you have to manage them by looking at the page load in the waterfall chart to see the exact cost of that tag, how many seconds it's taking to load, what else is it blocking. Most tags are render blocking, meaning when that tag is calling back home, nothing else can load on the website. Everything stops and waits for that tag to call home and come back with further instructions. Just stop it. Stop all those people from calling home. Don't give them the opportunity to slow down your website.
Yeah, there should be some technology available to fire tags maybe after a partial load. So there's something there from a user experience perspective. Even if they've got everything above the fold, if they're browsing on a traditional monitor, and then perhaps the tag fires and then they can carry on scrolling after that. Is that an option?
Absolutely. Tag Manager will also do that. You can load it in layers, and you can totally control when it loads, how it loads, and at what time it turns off. You can schedule your scripts to load asynchronously, which means you can tell the website it's okay to load these tags together because they won't alter what's already being loaded. Or you can load them deferred, which means that after all of the other critical website resources, your images, your texts, your blocks of copy, your footer, after those things load, then you can load those tags because they don't matter. They don't impact performance as much as if they're loaded with higher priority. Basically, for the tags that you must absolutely have, look at that loading priority. And this is, again, where webpagetest.org will come into play. It can help you determine the exact loading order priority and play around with different tests to see what will happen if you move that priority around. It's brilliant.
Great advice there. You mentioned Tag Manager a few times. Are you just referring to Google Tag Manager, or is there other tag management software that is just as good?
Well, Google's the elephant in the room. Most people are familiar with Google Tag Manager, and it just synchronizes so well with all of the other Google tags, your analytics, your search console, your ad tags. There are quite a few other tag. I think Microsoft makes an Experience Tag Manager and Adobe Experience, but I'm not too familiar with those guys. But Tag Manager, I know, can be very exploited to do precisely what you need it to do, and it is essential when you're governing your tag deployment on your websites.
Wow, okay. Well, you've shared what SEO should be doing in 2023, so now let's talk about what SEO shouldn't be doing. So what's something that's seductive in terms of time, but ultimately counterproductive? Something that SEO shouldn't be doing in 2023?
Well, this is SEO as a whole, and we're going to jump away from tags and tag management, but it's still under that same. SEO should stop working in a silo. Right now, we're a separate department with no coordination between the business units of the organization. Sometimes even the marketing department does not know what the SEO department needs to do, what they need to know. The developers, the IT needs to come to the table. There needs to be a seat at the table for SEO, and stop treating us, not us, in general, the discipline as a separate cast-off division that just manages the website. Bring us in when the business decisions are being made, and we can save time, increase the efforts, and increase productivity, and it'll be very good for the bottom line. Bring everybody together. Just stop operating silently in the background.
I liked how you were emphasizing business metrics, business ways of thinking, thinking about the time that can be saved, the productivity that can be saved as well. That's obviously the type of language that an SEO needs to use in order to encourage top management to give them a seat at the table, isn't it?
Exactly. A lot of conversations between the business unit and the SEO is how can you prove your worth? Sometimes we have a difficult road to walk when we need to justify the existence of SEO. But if we're at the table in the beginning, we can develop and parameters in place that will make it easier to gauge the effectiveness of SEO rather than doing it as a hindsight after everything has been deployed or spent, and now we're just trying to play catch up. You're absolutely correct.
Brenda Malone is Senior Technical SEO Specialist at NP Digital, and you can find her over at npdigital.com. Brenda, thanks so much for being part of SEO in 2023.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate the opportunity.
Get your copy of SEO in 2023, the book, over at seoin2023.com.